DEFT trying to sell some skins as well, just for a little bit. Of course, much like his ex-teammates in our previous series. Of course, the DRX Caitlyn is his one, as DRAVEN going to be coming forward. So we're going to have axes thrown from downtown, I guess, utilizing
CC linking together is reliant on Milio not just pressing R and breaking up your combo and then allowing you to escape, because there's a great front-to-back comp here for D+, albeit...
On the top side of the map, though, that Cho'Gath is going to have a phenomenal time into the Scion. Some really cool things here. Let's jump onto the Rift for game number 1. All right, with the lane control that they have.
The W there coming through from Kel on the campfire is going to allow DEFT, with even just the dirt that he's sitting on right now, to do a decent amount of damage there to Teddy, push him away, and that's that. You know, you have mid-prio. It's going to be an early Drake going over, and Herald's still up, but unfortunately, Liv Sandbox trying to group to contest on Teddy.
Whoa, that's a big old flash forward from DEFT. He has the cozy campfire. His Canyon's not going to be able to get in there because, of course, there is Willa in the flank. So, yeah, it's going to hit Shelly around a little bit. Just some void monsters hanging out in the river. As Canyon will move on over. Spots that this is about 50% on health. A train able to leave the station here as Canyon going to get tagged for a moment. Bertle coming on over. Canna, I don't think you really want to be here, as it is going to be secured. Teddy going to be there to help lock that one down. The flash forward from Showmaker, and Whirling Death is going to fly in and get the cash out. Teddy in trouble, gets his heart broken, and it's a flash forward that doesn't actually exist. Wasn't a flash forward, but it's DEFT picking up yet another kill on the DRAVEN. My goodness, that went from it looks okay for Liv Sandbox to absolutely awful.
And that's what I was talking about with the ultimate. Sets it up.
Okay, so Canna is going to turn up here towards his bottom side. Teddy trying to do some work here, but he's a big old tanky Scion. Gets the fully stacked Q, and Teddy is well and truly dead. Kyle is just a cat with a dream, but has Willa. And so the Vi is going to give the cat a way out, but still, that is a very dead Aphelios. And Liv Sandbox kind of teetering here in this game. This is looking like Series 1. If the
was able to get accelerated outside of lane on the Aphelios. And once again, it's like, okay, well, Birdall is getting some money in the top lane, but the enemy AD carry is getting loads, and they're going to be able to get the second Drake as well. And Liv Sandbox always seem to be on the wrong side of the map, as D+ are just way out lane swapping them here. And it's very much just a case of being ahead of the curve in terms of macro. 3,000 gold is, I mean, it's a lot of money. It's an entire item that DEFT is going to have.
When Rascal debuted this, I believe it was last season, he debuted it for the season, right, for 2023, as Willer is going to get hit by a bear. Vault Breaker comes. Oh my goodness! DEFT tried to pick the timing on that one to get the double tap, and it didn't quite get there. So it will be Willa surviving. Closer, are you going to be all right? Oh my goodness, it's just the Goon Squad now for D+ Kia. They are just everywhere on this map, picking them off one after the other.
And Yuumi can't roll behind it. Just seems like an impossible task. It's so disjointed. How does this team even work together when Teddy's sitting on a Gale Force and Canyon now just doing this by himself? You can't even approach.
Yeah, how do you face check an Annie as well with Flash and Tibbers both available? Canna doesn't have a lot of health left. There's great little knock up there as Bertle gets thrown away by the ball that Kellen just kicks towards him. And that is going to be enough to deny him. They just don't have an access point to this river. The Drake is going to go down. Rupture is going to connect onto Showmaker there. Might give a little bit of space to Liv Sandbox to try and get some damage onto this turret. Kellen tanks a heck of a lot of damage onto that one. Canyon still lying in wait though. And it looks like D+ Kia will be all right. Still, some opportunities. Decent little stun, but the immediate turnaround on Canyon. He breaks his stopwatch as Bertle now just trying to get into position. Willer is just not strong enough, and Canyon will be the last man standing as far as these junglers. DEFT has to utilize his Ghost in order to get out of the way there as the Whirling Death flies through. Teddy takes a lot of damage from that one as well. The stacks built up from DEFT helping out on that one. And Liv Sandbox just thrown towards their turret. The Infernal Soul should now belong to D+ Kia.
It absolutely will, and that's a further set of damage here for this 3-item DRAVEN. And you can just see there's three main threats on the side of D+, Canyon, Showmaker, and DEFT. And Canyon, while also being fairly vulnerable as a non-tank Viego with just a Sunder sitting here, is moving forward, and when they press the trigger or pull the trigger to try to kill him, he has a stopwatch. Like Showmaker, the other threat in the mid lane, and like DEFT, the other threat in the bottom lane. So all of these threats have the ability to escape the engage, and you only get one engage as Live Sandbox. You have to chain it together. Stopwatch is like the anti-Live Sandbox here because it just stops you from getting that chain together and then actually blowing up a single target. And they got three of them. Well, you know, at least maybe now if you catch Canyon, maybe he'll die this time, right? With Flash and Heartbreaker, wouldn't count on it.
And the way you think about how these teams are supposed to meet up as well, like where's the engage coming from? It's coming from Willa. So Stopwatch to deny the assault and battery, or the cease and desist as it is now known, it's just, it makes things so difficult. That's the price you pay for going for the counter pick of the Cho'Gath, because it doesn't give you that engage outside of the opportunistic rupture to catch someone off. As D+, they have started off this Baron. Let's see what they can actually get done here.
Willer, no flash.
It does go in. They have full information of what's going on. Teddy moving on over. Does have to clear that one out. It's okay, there's the big engage. Whirling Death does so much work. Bertle has to get out of there, but Death still will get the cash in. Oh my goodness. The power has been unleashed, but it doesn't exist, Wolf. Nope. And it's a knockback onto Teddy. He's dealing with this big old bear, and D+ Gear say, no, you can survive. We're going to take a Baron.
Teddy is hoping he can go to the pawn shop and trade that 50 gold from Tibbers for the 50 gold he needs from the Nexus. This one is all over, but the Cryon with the Baron buff now picked up. It is a 8,000 gold lead nearly.
But I think that 50 gold almost belongs to the coffers of D+. The train is going to head towards Closer, and being hit by a train that's dressed as a lumberjack feels real bad.
It does not feel good. And Closer is now out of the game here as Willer's going to flash for this engage. DEFT doesn't care.
Yeah, no one, in fact, Kellen doesn't care either. As cease and desist comes down and the Vine just explodes. The turret is going to follow suit here as Teddy and Bertle not really sure what they're supposed to do underneath this turret. It is still pretty healthy, but I think that is not going to be the case for very much longer as Teddy with his big old shield, Showmaker bearing down on them, and D+. They are corralling Live Sandbox here. Canyon dives forward. Bertle is going to explode. And Canna, he's going to secure that kill for the team.
Look at the damage!
Oh my, what?
He ults him!
Whirling Death, oh good! He gets him on the mountain! 404 cares not found, Wolf, as Inhibitors also going to vacate the Rift. D+ just Nexus turrets in front of them, and the Nexus here for game number 1. So similar to the first series for both of these teams in the spring season. Not even close. However, it's a best of 3, and if these cool kids do indeed never panic, then they can come back and they can turn it around.
You love to see the Alpaca synergy as well from the DEFT versus Faker show match coming through there at the end. Everybody's got their alpacas ready for the Nexus falling, and it was all DEFT all the time this game. And yeah, Kellen gave him a little bit of an assist early.